Today on Discovering the Scene, we're going to experience our very first European band. Bloody Falls is a band from Finland and signed to Art Gates Records. We talked about everything from Finnish culture to what's on the horizon for this band. And I am super excited to share this great band with you all. But before we get into that interview, my name is Tim, and this is Discovering the Scene. Well, you got a facelift. And that's a great idea. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of video. I work hard to bring you the best rock and metal bands that are more electrifying than touching a 9-volt battery to your sleeping friend's nose ring. That'll learn them. And that's enough about me. Let's circle pit to the interview room and discover this great band. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for the interview, actually.
Yeah, man, I've been looking forward to this ever since I found you online.
Same here, definitely. It sounded really exciting when we started chatting, actually.
Yeah, I love the music, and we'll get into all that later, but it's evening over there, right?
Yeah, actually, pretty much. It's pretty dark outside.
All right, I'm gonna try this right here. I'm gonna try this without embarrassing myself, but since it's evening, I want to try to greet you in your language. Hyvää iltaa.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Hyvää iltaa.
Okay, I got a little bit of an accent.
Yeah, obviously. Hey, if you think about it, I'm not full Finnish either. I'm half Greek, and I am raised in Greece, so my Finnish is not the best either.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, at least I'm not the worst at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. So, how did you end up moving to Finland?
Pretty much for music, actually. Since I picked up the guitar when I was 15, 16 years old, actually, I started getting the vibe that I wanted to play metal. And being from Rhodos, actually, from Greece, being an island, actually, it's not easy to accomplish anything or find band members because you cannot go touring. Right. There are no venues, not enough metalheads. So being half Finnish, I figured to myself, hey, what's the country to be if you want to do metal? Finland it is. So I moved here, actually, and that's the whole reason I came here and started bands and music and all kinds of things.
Very cool. And how long has this band been together?
Bloody Falls actually has been, it started 2017 officially. Before that, we used to be Excel Genesis. A completely different style. Still metal, but a lot, not so heavy, not so dark. And 17, actually, we decided to put that band to rest and started Excel Genesis, Bloody Falls with the same band members. But we wanted to change everyone. And I can say officially, Bloody Falls started 2019 when we had all the present lineup in the band and we started recording actually Burn the Witch.
I definitely bought 3 of your albums, man. I'm enjoying it that much.
And thank you so much for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got to support it for sure.
Definitely.
You know, me, I'm a very hard sell on a lot of metal these days, and you know, I respect it. You know, I want to respect all different types of music and stuff like that because every different type of music and metal has its own place in the world.
Of
but
course.
It's rare that you find a band that really resonates with you as much. So your band is definitely one of those ones that resonates. It brings back all the old memories of the Amon Amarth and Meshuggah days and old school Hypocrisy. I love all that stuff, man.
Man, it's really great to hear, honestly, actually, because that's at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. I just write music here on my computer. Actually, in this desk where I'm sitting right now, I just do my thing. I take it with the band members. We cook a little bit more with the songs, record them. We just do what we love. We put it out there and hope that it clicks with people. You know what I mean? And when you see the response that we've been getting, especially since Amartya has released, it's mind-blowing, okay? People really, really have loved what we do, and they're demanding us to go everywhere in the world. But hey, our career just taking off, basically. It's still on the runway. It hasn't gone fully up yet. So it's always great to hear. Yeah, hopefully, man. We really hope for the best. We have gotten everything. Now we got management, we got booking agencies and stuff like that. So everything looks like we're gonna be heading up. But let's see. Time will tell.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for you guys, man. I hope this goes really far because the music's really good. It resonated with me, and I'm sure it's going to resonate with others when they hear you.
Oh, definitely. So far, like I said, feedback has been amazing. People have been loving all kinds of things that we do. From let's say from I Met My Death, that is more on the melodic black metal side, to Shoro Is My Name, that is more on the groove metal side. And then you go to the Way of Sin, that's a little bit more darker element. I don't know, a little bit more Meshuggah influenced. and stuff like that. But still, we do all those different things that still sound bloody false. They sound unique, and people really seem to vibe with it. And that is the achievement that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to create something in metal that nobody has done. That you can hear, of course,
Yeah.
the influences, but you cannot fully like put your finger at what it sounds exactly. You know what I mean? Something
Oh
new.
yeah, yeah.
And that when you do something new, because you can always make, let's say, a melodic death metal band that sounds, let's say, like Children of Bottom, people find it familiar, and they're gonna click with it. But you're
Hmm.
always gonna be the band that sounds like Children of Bottom, or you can
Oh
start
yeah.
something new that's not gonna click immediately with everyone, but if it clicks, then it really clicks. I mean, you're gonna become something special. And I want to believe
Yeah.
that that's the
I agree.
direction that we're heading.
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally agree with that, man. Just listening to different ones of your songs, I could tell the influences for sure, but each song kind of has its own vibe.
Definitely.
You know, granted, it's all like consistent, right? But it's definitely I could tell what influences like involved with each band, and I really I'm really enjoying it, man.
Yeah,
It's
man, of
good stuff.
course.
Keep that formula up, dude. It's gonna take off.
Definitely. That's not gonna change. Trust me. What we have cooking for the next album, oh, it's like if you think Amartya was good or Burn the Witch, this next album is gonna be like whoo. It's gonna put those albums to
Yeah,
shame.
man, I can't wait for it. Yeah, as soon as it gets out, you got to let me know, and I'll purchase it on the spot.
Definitely. Let's see. Now we're actually still working on the writing process. Most songs are completed, but not all of them yet. So probably this year recordings are gonna start. It seems like it. And
Hmm.
let's see. Maybe end of the year to next year, first single. Who knows? I do not know yet.
We just have you today. Where's the other band members at?
The other band members actually we're like one band member lives actually 40 minutes away from here in a place called
Okay.
Vesilahti. And
Okay.
it's not the easiest for him to come here. The other band members are actually like either working at the moment or at least the other guitarist I know he's home with his daughter actually. He has a 2-year-old daughter actually and he's alone home with the daughter. So I was the only one available at the time actually to do it. If we had done the interview actually yesterday, we had rehearsal. Yesterday we had
Gotcha.
rehearsal actually at Saturday. And that would have been actually, and by Saturday, I mean, like, what is it, like 23 of the month today or something like that? I do not know. I'm not
Yes.
good with date. Yeah, it was 20. So 22 of the month, we were all at the studio. If we did it yesterday, we would have had everyone. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's cool, man. You know, it's easier to edit when I have just one on one.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Less voices, less opinions and stuff. And the other guys
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
me actually with those things. Many times I do the interviews actually for the band, both the written and the camera ones.
No pressure, right?
Yeah, no worries. We are really tight
Good
unit with the
deal.
guys. Actually, we're like brothers with each other. Actually, there no secrets or hidden things between us, and we trust each other. Actually, so
Very good. That's the way it should be, man. I mean, you
I
have to have
agree.
each other's back.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, cool. I'd like to ask you a few things about the Finnish metal scene. I mean, tell me about it. Is it booming, or is it just kind of ups and downs, or how's it going right now?
Look, there are some promising bands. If you don't include us, like you go outside, like there are some bands that I know that they're pretty good. Like on behalf of my agency, for an example, that we're with Death Agency, and she has some bands actually like under her that we're playing with. There are some great names. I can, for instance, name a few to check out for the people actually that are gonna watch this, like Progeny of Sun, really great. Actually, the guys are really heavy, really great guys in general. Void Fallen, like Numento, like those are
Okay.
really promising names right now that they're all on the rise. So there
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be actually some nice things coming in the future, definitely. And you might see actually some of those bands actually might evolve to become great bands. At least I see the potential, definitely. And I really like
Very
actually
good.
the people in the bands and stuff like that. So I would say that there is potential. Now, outside of the agency, yeah, there are some bands that I have heard that they're good. Torchia comes to mind. They're pretty good also. I like those guys
Okay.
also. But not much else. And it is like you said, like ups and downs. Like there are periods that you don't see anything happening, and then there's periods that there are peaks that bands appearing, and then they just disappear or they really break through. It's
Yeah.
really kind of Finland makes it difficult for bands. This is not an easy country, believe it or not. This is a country of metal, but this is the country you don't want to be playing metal. It's ironic,
I
actually.
understand.
It's really ironic. Venues don't want to pay you. They don't have set prices, for an instance. They don't agree on prices. They want you
Hmm.
to travel, for an instance, for 8 hour trip to go to their venue, and they're promising to give you like either a ticket risk that you're gonna actually like, wait, if you get 50 people, you're gonna get, let's say, 50% of the tickets that you sold. Or even worse, there are some situations that they're telling you travel, let's say 6, 7 hours for free beers. Wow. I'm 35
Yeah,
years old, man. I have a family here. I'm not gonna go to freaking 6 hour trip for beers. I wanna be a professional musician. You know what I mean? So I can understand that a kid, an 18-year-old kid, would do that. But we
yeah,
ain't that, like, and we and many others. We're trying to do this for a living. We're not just doing
yeah,
it for fun.
yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
it's the scene is here. It's mixed feelings actually in Finland. Like talent-wise, a lot of potential. Opportunities, though, kind of like it's getting more and more difficult, especially after COVID. Things have really changed here in Finland.
No, I totally get it. Here in America, it's kind of the same story in a way. You don't have to travel as far to get to a good venue.
Yeah,
Uh, but what I will say is, you do have those promoters that just they have no clue what they're doing, and they really do ass it up for everybody. And then they'll say, "Do it for exposure." I was like, "How about you do it for exposure?" You know.
exactly, exactly.
And that right there is definitely something that is infiltrating in a lot of areas, and it needs to stop. And
Yeah,
bands just need to stand firm. Like, no, I'm getting paid.
I agree actually, but that's the thing. It's many times it's the young bands, young in age. I mean, not that the band was created. I mean, like the
Right.
band members are young, that they're doing anything for a gig. They would go there and
Yeah.
they would even freaking agree to clean the place for like figure of speech right now, just to play a gig at that venue, which makes
Yes.
it bad for us that want to do it professionally because
Right.
then the expectations are much lowered actually.
Hmm.
So if you go to the venue and ask for $1,000, like they're just gonna say like, no, why should I pay them $1,000 when I can get those guys for free and they're gonna even clean my venue?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely the same mindset here in America as well. You just have the young bands that need to get all the attention they can get and
Yep.
just play however much you can for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What kills them is the ego of, hey, I want to get paid. Well, you got to run the gambit, But from that point, it does kill the more experienced bands that's actually drawing the crowd, and you'll have a promoter. They'll see that and they're like, I know they're going to sell tickets, so I'm going to bring them in. And
Mm,
I mean, it's the same. It's the same story, just a different venue.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. There are some exceptions. Always, there are some good venues that they're always willing to pay, but at least from other countries in Europe that I've heard actually how the standards work, Finland has a lot of work to do on how to treat the bands. Like
Okay.
treat your entertainers. Don't like abuse your entertainers and everything.
Yeah.
Because I've heard stories like from countries that the venues have actually like a guaranteed amount of money, an X amount, let's say, that they give to people actually to go perform in their venue, and also they give them even actually accommodation for them to go sleep.
Oh wow.
Like, and those things are guaranteed in most venues. But here in Finland, if you dare to ask accommodation, you're probably just not playing there. You're not gonna get a reply on the email.
Yeah, usually here in America, we have to sign agreements and stuff like that. It's all legal.
Yeah.
That way, you make sure that each end holds up their bargain for sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard stories about the US, how easily people can get sued and stuff like that there. So here in Finland, it's a little different. Here in Finland, they just screw you over and there's no penalty involved. So,
Uh, yeah, that's probably why they screw people over so much. It's because there's no backlash.
yeah, there is no backlash. Of course, you can say that this venue is bad, let's say, but come on, it's not like your Lamb of God that Randy Blythe when they said, like, this venue is bad, don't go play there. And there's like freaking like 100 million people not going to go play there. If I say it,
Right.
like, okay. That's your opinion. That's not what they're gonna say.
Pretty much. You're
Yeah.
you're you're right. Yep, 100%. All right, man. Moving on. So, how did you guys come up with the band name?
Band name, that was actually my cooking actually. I decided actually when I was thinking of changing the band actually to changing completely name and everything, like I wanted to check actually some massacres and everything, like I mean name, massacre names. not actual massacres.
Right,
I'm
right.
not some weirdo. So I went actually, I checked some names actually, and I saw actually some iconic names. And I just saw this, the Bloody Falls massacre, that it happened actually in Canada and stuff. And I checked that name, Bloody Falls. I was like, damn, that sound good, Bloody Falls. I got immediately
Hmm.
vision, and I googled it actually to see is there any band named Bloody Falls. There was no band. I was like, oh yeah, that's our band name, definitely. And from there, it just kind of evolved in a sense that originally, the original look when we started at 17, actually, we had logo like two post apocalyptic axes because we were
Hmm.
trying to incorporate the actual massacre into the band look. But that faded away. We were not that happy anymore with that. And then I came up. Did I come up? I don't know. Maybe some of the band. I don't remember who came up. A long time ago. So somebody came up with the idea that we put actually the blood tears, that is bloody falls, basically, in a sense. Like, so we
Right.
took it in a more literal sense. We were all black and have the blood tears falling. And so that's how the whole name and picture came.
Yeah, I saw some of that in the actual video that we're gonna be playing.
Yeah, it was
All right.
the wait. No, I don't remember it. The details. Yeah.
I think it was this video. It could have been another one. I saw so many of your videos, dude. I'm telling you, it's
Uh,
great.
well, look, we have been using it actually since 2020, so I believe actually whatever video you're gonna name actually is probably gonna be in there.
You said that you write a good majority of the songs at first, and then you give it to the band.
Basically, we work like that. Like I am the major like song composer and stuff.
Okay.
I write actually basically all the songs pass from me, like every single song. Even if let's say Marco, our other guitarist, Marco Makinen, if he writes actually some riffs, Marco will send me those riffs, and I will actually organize them, create the structure, and add some ideas there and there if needed, of course, and then send it to Marco, and we actually like process it together. Sometimes, of course, we can go to the studio with Marco and write something together,
Hmm.
but most of the songs actually I write at least here on my own, and then we go to the studio with the guys, and we sit on the computer. I play them the song, and then we're brainstorming some ideas, like if somebody has anything to add, something could be done better. But the ultimate process of finalizing the song, if something is needed, small little things, tweaks and stuff, it's happening on the pre-production phase when we're just recording
Right,
the
right.
songs to demo them.
And who does the lyrics? Is it the vocalist that writes the lyrics?
It's actually the three of us, like as in me, the other guitarist Marco, and Antero, the singer.
Okay.
Like all three
Very good.
actually write lyrics. We all three have stories to tell and write the lyrics. For Burn the Witch, all the songs, I think, if not, I think most of the songs were written by me, and some songs Marco had actually some ideas for the
Okay.
lyrics. And Dine is Easy, I think it was again mostly me. And then Amartia, Antero had input. No, Dine is Easy, also the last song, Reaper is My Neighbor. Antero wrote the lyrics. And then on Amartia, actually, Sorrow is My Name is also from Antero. So basically, this expands now more and more because in the beginning, the guys wanted to build up a little bit confidence with the writing, especially to fully write a story. And now with the next album, I can tell you that already Andrew has written 4 songs. Marco has written another 2 songs, the lyrics, of course. We're talking the lyrics and stuff. So this is expanding. Like I'm trying to motivate my band members actually to write more. So I do not write all the time so I don't write all the time on my own.
I've been in that situation before. It's like you're the glue of the band, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That is a true fact. Like the guys know it also. Like if I'm gone, there is no bloody falls.
All
It's as
right.
simple as that.
I'll be honest with you. It's hard replacing any band member, and
Yes.
like especially when you're all
Yes.
tight.
Yes.
It's I don't know what it is about it. It just changes the dynamic, especially a vocalist.
Yeah.
That's the worst because it's hard to find a
That's
really good vocalist.
that's an ultimate nightmare, actually losing, and especially since I love Antero so much. Actually, his voice, he's so unique. Like in my
Oh, dude, I
opinion,
love his voice too.
he just stands out. He's not your average metal screamer. Okay, he has his own
Right.
touch on things, and it would be devastating if we ever lost Antero. And I do not know how we would ever recover. Luckily, there is zero signs about anything like that. No band member, any sign that anybody's leaving anytime soon. And I just hope that we never have to cross that bridge, actually, because it is a devastating bridge. Actually, I really don't
Yeah.
want it to happen. It has happened in the past with Exile Genesis. I have lost the singer. I've lost 2 guitarists and all kinds. It's just a pain, huge pain.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. For me, when you lose a band member, it's almost like a divorce. It's
Yes, it is.
like you're all
Sometimes
tight at
even worse.
first and you love each other, and then it goes to
Yeah.
like, fighting. And it's just like, no. Every
Uh-huh.
once in a while, you'll have those mutual agreements like, hey, this is probably not working out the best. Okay, man, understood. But,
Yep.
that's when you don't really make as much progress in the band, but then you replace that member, then you make progress, right?
I know. Yeah, like
Yeah.
many times there can be actually issues that sometimes you just don't want to actually, let's say, go through the step of changing a band member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe you have an issue with somebody, but you're thinking about all the painful stuff that will happen if you replace that somebody and how long it will take for the chemistry to build up again. Luckily, that's not the case, at least with us. We don't have any issue with anyone. Everybody's happy right now, actually, with everybody's performance and how we are with each other. So luckily.
Yeah,
Trust me,
dude.
it took
Well,
many years for me building this lineup. Me and Marco
oh,
really, really feast to try to find the best, like best
yeah.
character wise that we fit as characters. Because if you're gonna be
Yeah.
spending on the road, like if you're touring, you have to get along with the other person. Okay, you have to really get
Yeah.
along with the other person. So it
Yeah.
was really important. Like so that's why we're not looking ever to replace anybody, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah. We won't speak that to existence because I'm enjoying it too much.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to be a little selfish here. I'm enjoying it too much. You guys are not allowed to break it up.
Hey, if it's in my hands, it's never gonna break up. As long as I am
That's right.
alive, this thing is just gonna keep going, man. If my body tells otherwise and I cannot play anymore, then there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, right.
so as long as I'm healthy and everything goes, like this band's gonna keep going, and most likely with the same lineup. Like I don't see any change.
Yeah, good. Where do you guys pull your inspiration for the lyrics? Is it like Finnish lore? Is it like you said for your band name? You saw that there was a Bloody Falls massacre. So, how do you guys pull inspiration for your lyrics?
Hmm. As the I cannot speak actually on behalf of Marco and Antero when they write the lyrics, but at least since I have written most of the songs and lyrics, I can tell you a little bit my process. Like, can be anything, like from movies, from a series, from life events, like any single thing actually. Like, and many times because I write the song first always, I listen to the song that I wrote, and I see what it inspires me to write. I just
Gotcha.
let it flow. Do you know what I mean? Like many times I don't plan. It just comes. And because I am a
Yeah.
person that when it's time to do the lyrics, I have the song recorded and I pick up the microphone. I open an empty like file and I start writing. I start typing literally the things that are coming. The first thing that comes, I write a sentence or two, and then I sing it on the song. And then I'm starting to find the topic. But once we have at least a topic, let's say an album topic, amartia for a good example. Amartia, it's the Greek word for sin. So we had the sin.
Okay.
We always try to have like, there is, let's say, this bubble that is a sin. We never stray the lyrics too far away from the bubble. So you're not gonna hear
Okay.
one song talking about like sin, the way of sin, for an example, and then you're gonna go actually like I don't know, butterflies and rainbows and dancing naked. Kind of like that makes no sense. Like we always try to keep it around. Like if you're not gonna say talk about sin per se, you're gonna write something about murder, okay? That it is a sin, but you don't have to mention that it's a sin. You know what I mean? You
Right.
play in the same circle. So find the topic that it could come from anything, whatever inspires me at the moment. And then once you find the topic and you want to create an album, you don't make a concept album, but you don't stray too far. So that's at least the process of how the lyrics are coming into fruition actually in our music.
I love it, man. It's natural. It just sounds like it's uh that stream of consciousness, and that's kind of the way I don't write lyrics because like my lyrics go real dark. And
Okay.
I overcomplicates things when I'm trying to do lyrics because I'm not a good lyricist. I'm
Yeah.
not really a vocalist either, so I mean I could do a little bit of the growling stuff. I used to do that
Yeah.
a little bit in like a couple bands, but that was about it.
Yeah.
But far as anything else is concerned, it's like, yeah, I stick to the instrumental side.
Yo, I love the naturality of it, like when it's coming naturally out of you. Because many times I do not like to force myself. Like if I actually like say like, okay, now I'm gonna write a song that is about I don't know, spooky shit. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah,
I'm isolating my brain that now I have to focus, and I'm forcing myself too much to create something that maybe I'm not in the mood to create. Let's say, and I do not know that I'm
totally
not
get
in
it.
the mood. So
Yeah.
just let it rip. Go with the flow. Let it happen on its own. Luckily, my brain operates in a way that kind of like it's out of my control. It just happens. You know what I mean? When I wrote "I Met My Death," I still have no freaking clue in this to this day. How the hell did I write that song? And how the hell did it become that good? And how do I do something like that better? Ironically, the answer to that came yesterday night. I did something better. But yeah, and still today, when I listened to that something better, I was, how the hell did I come up with this song? Natural, man.
You
Just,
just pull it out of the ether, you
yeah,
know?
just literally let it rip. Start doing what you're doing, and if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, then just scrap it and move on to the next.
Man, I love it. I love that process. That sounds exactly the way I flow too. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we definitely reflect on the same there for sure.
Yeah, because many times I've heard struggling musicians with this.
So let's talk about your gear, man. I see there's a bunch of guitars back there. What guitars you got back there?
Okay, that would have been the best for Marco. Marco is the gearhead of the band. I am the
Oh,
kind of
is it?
person that I just buy the guitar, and after that, if you ask me what pickups it has, I don't know, some Duncans. like, let's see, like at least I got like some ejection, like my favorite type of guitars I play live always, like usually with a Randy Rhoads style.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I have actually two Randy Rhoads actually Jacksons behind here.
Mm-hmm.
I have one Dean Rebel actually that it's actually a limited edition. There was only 100 pieces made and stuff like that. Like
Oh
I can
wow.
always show you, of course, if you like. Like it's not a big
Sure.
deal. Yeah, like I got this one.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I had actually like I'm not using it. I haven't used it maybe for 3 years now, but it's beautiful nevertheless. Like of
Absolutely.
course I got a Les Paul, like one Gibson Les Paul custom classic. Then it was actually I have one solar guitar, one artist model, and then one the one in the case, in the solar case. Ironically, it's a
Yeah.
an LTD actually black metal, and it's the one that I presently use for Bloody Falls for live.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those
And
are about it actually. Then there was bass that is Marco's bass, but I have it here for demo recordings.
gotcha. Now, are you more of a 6 string player? Or are you a 7 string player, 8 string, 9 string,
Six,
25 string, whatever the hell it is?
always,
6.
always.
Gotcha.
I have tried. Marco has 7 string and eight string guitars. Marco has a lot of 7 string guitars, and not my thing. Like I
It's
can
not for
play
me
really
either.
well. I can play really well with them. That's not the issue. I get a lot of inspiration for heavier stuff. By the way, on Burn the Witch, we have a lot of songs that they were on the A sharp tuning. And those actually came because I played with a 7 string guitar that Marco bought. And I played first time ever with a 7 string guitar. And immediately a riff came to me with low tuning. I was like, oh, now we play with 6 string guitars on A sharp. We got to make it a thing for us. And yeah, it faded out. I outgrew it. So
Gotcha. Now, is that drop A sharp or is it A sharp standard?
now drop A sharp. Yeah.
Drop A sharp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I play in both C and drop A sharp.
Yeah, we play always drop C actually in Bloody Falls. We only have the only time we played standard is on Dying is Easy, the EP, the song Face Your Demise. That is actually D
Mhm.
standard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's the only one.
I'll switch between C standard and drop A sharp a lot.
Yeah,
And yeah, I enjoy kind of switching it up a little bit. That way the songs don't get stale.
yeah,
But that's just me. But yeah, dude, totally get it. And like I was kind of clicking around on the guitar, and I was like,
yeah.
I think these guys are in C standard.
Drop C. Close enough.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
I
we
was close.
actually, it's, I don't know how the tuning came to happen. Like I have actually all of the guitars here have their own tuning actually, because I like to have the variety when I'm writing things. Because Bloody Falls is not my only project. I do also other solo projects. So I have many tunings. But I don't know. There's something about drop C. It just clicks. It works with me
Yeah,
really well. And also I believe Antero does his best vocals on drop C. Not that he was doing bad on A sharp, but oh my god, drop C, there's something about that tuning with Antero's voice that just resonates with me really good. So that's why we stuck with that.
very cool, man. So far as like you being the guitarist, every guitarist has a riff that they've written that's like just been the hardest thing ever to play or whatever. So what's one of the most impressive riffs that you've written?
Oh man, that's a difficult question. You
Well,
know,
let's put it this way. Let's narrow it down. The most difficult riff that you have recorded with this band.
it's again difficult for me to answer because I write the songs, and because I write the songs, like I've known them so well, especially when you play them live and rehearse them, like you can play them with closed eyes. Like, but okay, let's go. Actually, let's just say one. Like right now, which one gave me the most difficulty? Which one would it be? Okay, let's go with the tightness. Not the difficulty playing it per se, but the tightness. How tight the riff should be. It
Okay.
should be like face your demise. The breakdown,
Okay.
from the breakdown to the outro, from the moment actually the song changes, like there's the kind of chorus thing going on, and the half point starts and it completely changes drastically. From that point onward, there's this riff. Like first it plays 3/4, which is easy, but the moment you go back to the 4/4 actually time like signature, holy shit, that riff was so difficult that Marco, the guitarist, couldn't play it. The bassist couldn't play it. I was the only one that could play it. And when we were recording it to get it tight, I remember Marco had something like 180 takes to try to get it tight. The bassist had something like 200 something. And even myself, I had something like 70 something and everything because I was really, really nitpicking that it has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, this is not getting released. I was
Right.
being a
If it
little
ain't
bit
perfect,
crazy
it's just
with it.
like mud.
Yeah. So basically, I think that was actually probably the most challenging, I would say, even though I can play it really easily nowadays. Like when we're recording it, because I've been a perfectionist a little bit at that moment, it was the most challenging by far, by far.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like it, man. Yeah. Um, Definitely enjoy when those riffs come up. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, it sounds like you definitely gave the band some gray hairs that day.
Oh yeah, I have given them a lot, especially if you see Marco, actually the guitarist, he's the most gray of us all. And I think I
Well,
have a big part to do with it, with the shit that
it
I
could
write.
be. It could be. Yeah, yeah, I concur. Yeah, I've definitely given my in an old band that I had, I give my other friend that was a rhythm guitarist, I give him a headache too, and he's my best friend. So me and him, we always, pick on one another.
Yeah, challenge one
He's a
another
great
kind of thing.
songwriter too. Yeah, he's a great songwriter. Like we wrote some killer tunes, but yeah, dude. I want to move on to your record label, man.
Yeah.
I want to give those guys a shout out, man. They have been instrumental in this interview. They really helped me out. They were really happy to give me what I needed to go with this, and I want to shout out Art Gates Records. How did you guys get with them?
It was actually, I don't exactly remember exactly how it happened. We used to be with Silver's Records here from Finland for the first
Mm-hmm.
record, the Thanatos record that we had actually with the other singer, another lineup. And then we were interested, of course, in changing, and we had an open contract with them. And I have a feeling that Arcades contacted us, if I remember right. We received an email that they had an interest actually in signing our band. So I checked them out actually, and I saw that they're like solid and valid actual record label. I
Mm-hmm.
checked their lineup and goes on like pretty decent names in there. I didn't recognize many to be honest at that time when we signed, but from the moment we started talking, I don't know, there was a really good vibe. Like they were friendly, really nice. I was talking to the main person, Ivan, of the record label. He was talking to me personally, and we are always chatting. And I like that thing about Arcades actually that they're really down to earth and personal. When you're talking to
Yeah,
them, you don't have to talk to them like this is a business transaction. Do you know what I mean? You're talking a person
yeah,
to a company or a company to a company. This is one person talking to another person. You speak human. You don't need to include the lawyers. You don't need to include managers. You don't just talk with each other. You know what I mean? And I love that
right.
about them. They have been great. That's why we have stuck with them actually all these years. Now basically 3 releases and stuff we have with them, and we're really happy. And obviously, as you noticed, also they're pretty cool actually and really flexible. They there's really few things that they would say no to, kind of like when it comes to requests.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you have any issues like when you're writing songs? Are you given the freedom to write your own songs? Do you have to give to them to where they approve it? How does that work?
No. I would never actually be in any contract in my life that somebody can ever actually touch what I write.
Okay.
For me, that's the biggest sacrilege you can do to your own self. Actually, you don't do that
Yeah.
to yourself. You don't allow somebody from the outside and tell you cut your solo so we can put it to radio. No, it is what it is. You don't like it, don't listen to it. The radio doesn't want it, I don't care. There's millions of people that will still like it. I will still get paid at the end of the day from Spotify, not the radio. Okay,
There you go.
I'm not changing my song. I never do that. We'll never do that because that's the first step of selling yourself for money. We do it for money,
Yeah.
yes. Everybody, at the end of the day, we're after the dollar sign, okay? But at the same time, there has to be boundaries. And
Okay.
somebody actually coming and telling you what to do with your own art, come on, man. That's just not becoming art anymore. It's not art anymore. That's it. It's just like companies just telling you what to do, so it's gonna become a success. No thanks. If
Right.
I wanted to become a
The-
pop artist, I would have become a pop artist.
That's right. That's right. And honestly, I know that record labels are looking to make the most amount of money out of somebody as possible, but when they limit, what an artist can do and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. You got some of these artists that are literally just off, in a different world. They're just
Yeah.
like out of whack mentally or whatever it may be, and you
Yeah.
got to dial them people in.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case with a lot of metal bands. Metal bands are
No,
probably some of the most solid people in the world that I've
I
ever
agree.
met.
I agree. There's
And
something about
it's
all of
like,
us metal people that we just get along. You know what I mean? And
right.
we're a
Yeah,
great community.
it is. It's a wonderful. Now, of course, you got your outliers here and there, and but I mean, metal and rock music in general just has a vibe in the audience. People ain't there to fight. People ain't there to like, have a bad night. People are there just to love each other and have a good time, and
Yeah,
that's
man.
what has always attracted me to this.
But dude, yeah, exactly. Like it's amazing going to see, let's say, Lamp of God live, and you're getting involved in the mosh pit. Okay, everybody will help you up if you trip and fall down. Everybody will make space if something happens. You know what I mean? Because everybody, we're all
Hmm.
friends. Nobody went there
Yeah,
to hurt each other. We're all friends. We're all listening to Walk With Me in Hell. We're just jumping and moshing our heads, okay? We're just having fun. And that's it.
yeah,
Many people, and it's funny because people outside of the metal community see the mosh pits and circle pits, and they're like, oh my God, those barbarians, the Satanists, or whatsoever, They're calling out all kinds of names. And just because
right.
we're jumping around and having fun.
Right, right. Yeah. The worst part is like when people like, for example, parents try to tell their children not to listen to it because the parents didn't listen to that kind of music, and they
Hmm.
hear it roar, 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 and the vocals and stuff, so they automatically associate it with the devil worshiping. It's like,
Exactly.
dude, he's talking about cleaning his car. I don't know what your problem is.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. I'm never gonna understand. Like, okay, I do understand it from one hand. There are some bands in the past that they have actually put a bad reputation to metal, like with
Sure.
doing some bad stuff and stuff like that. Okay, but at the same time, it's not everyone. Okay, it's not
Right.
everyone. The most of the people don't even care about those things. They don't care about politics or religions or ethnicities or anything. We just tell stories, man. Just because I write something and I wrote something that has inside the name, like I am the devil, I am Lucifer, or something like that, it doesn't mean that I am or I believe that I am. It's fictional. Does a movie
Yeah.
writer, when he writes a movie and depicts the devil, make
Right.
him a Satanist? No. So if you don't criticize him, why do you criticize me?
And I'm sure you're a family man. You don't sacrifice to like a goat to the
No, man. No.
the gods and all that.
Yeah, don't worry. We have cats, we have dogs, we have children, like everything. Actually, Anton, our singer, is a farmer. He has like horses and all kinds of shit, man. Like, we're just normal people that tell stories and just do art. We are just
That's
artists.
right.
That's it, man. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm the same human that the person next to me is. The only thing that's different is that I have a talent at what I do. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yep. And just like what you said, I think that religion and politics are the two most dividing factors that you could bring into a band
Yes,
or
I
into
agree.
your messaging. And I
Yep.
try to remove all that.
Yes.
And, you know, we in America, we just had a very divisive political season for the last decade.
Oh, I know.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys heard every bit of it too, and it's just like it got nuts here, dude. It was way too heated, and
I
there's
know.
just way too much stuff, and you have literally people. You have the far left, the far right, and then you got all the people in the middle that's just shut up. you know?
Pretty much like leave us the fuck alone. Come on.
Right, right. Yeah, we all have our political beliefs, but it's just like, at what point do you realize, especially with bands, when you
Yeah.
have political stuff going on, it's just like, do you really want to isolate your band to one side or the other, or do you want to shut up and actually play music? You know?
Be in the middle. Don't take part ever. Never ever
Yeah.
take part. Be neutral. You see what happened to Ice Earth, okay? Like he took part. This is what happened. Don't take part.
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
And earlier you mentioned about the Death Agency, so tell me what they do and what I saw that you just signed with them. So let me know about that.
Yeah, we started actually with Death Agency. Actually, the whole thing began like last year. That I contacted them, and ironically, it was like fate had it that was gonna happen because I contacted actually Death Agency, and they replied to me, "I was gonna send you a message tomorrow. Contact the band that I'm interested in signing your band." So it was like it was meant to happen, and
Man, you
stuff
got
like
so much good going on.
yes. And we started originally first as booking agency. It was only gonna be booking agency, but things evolved. We were talking so much actually, and everything with Tina, that she's the main person of Dev Agency. We were talking so much personal, up and close. She was coming to every single one of our gigs. Every time she was there to sell merchandise for us, to talk on our behalf and everything. Like, and it just made sense. Like, hey, why aren't you our manager? Like,
Yeah.
you're basically managing the band right now. So why aren't you the manager? So it evolved and it went to the management stage. And ironically, this whole thing is brand new. Like Dev Agency hasn't existed. I think it started existing actually a year and a half ago or something like that. Like before that, Tina has been in the music industry always like around, doing things and gathering information, making connections. And then finally she got everything ready to start the agency. And she started big. She has a really good roster of bands right now to sell really great gigs. And she's amazing. Like we couldn't be happier actually. Tina is like one of the greatest things that has happened to this band. And we can like see the difference according to how many gigs we have coming, and there's all the time new bookings coming, and now we're trying to get out of Finland to finally start playing in Sweden, Germany, like Europe in general, UK, and hopefully at some point soon in the US also. But that's gonna be a tricky one and difficult one because it's really expensive to make the visas to travel and everything. So let's gather a starting capital from Europe first and then try to come to US to play. But all of that
Right.
because of Death Agency. So far, like everything that's
Wonderful.
happening, it's because of Death Agents. It's like one of the greatest things that has happened to our band, definitely.
Well, shout out to them for sure. The Death Agency sounds like
Definitely.
a wonderful group,
Yep.
and Artgate Records and Death Agency combined, you can't lose, man.
No, I agree, man. Like we have gathered a really good team actually. Overall, all the people that we're working with, and we are the type of we are loyal, especially to the people that we work with up close and personal. Especially like when it comes to our mixing guy, Max Morton. He's a mixing guy of Ginger, also, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like Max Morton. Then we have Jesus El Justa, that he's the roted artist. He has been doing our artwork since Burn the Witch to this day, and we're never gonna change. I mean, the guy is incredible, and he's a big fan of the band. Death Agency, and like we're really committed to these people. Okay, at the end of the day, of course, you're trying to run a business here. Okay, you don't know
Right.
if things might change at some point. There's no maybe hard feelings or anything. Like a business is a business, but we try to be loyal. As long as you
Yeah.
don't give us a reason, we're not gonna jump ship.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way I feel. You get that core group of A players, man, and you just stick with them until it hits
As
the
far
fan.
as you can go. Yep.
All right. I'm going to shift now to talking about your album and the recording. So, uh, we all know that when bands play that are metal, they play live, they sound much heavier. But your band, listening to the album, and I've, checked out a couple of your live videos, I believe I did. And you guys have balanced both. So, who recorded you guys?
The actual recording,
You?
of course. I'm the producer of
Phenomenal.
the band. I'm the producer of the band. We go to the studio here, our own studio at V Studio in Valkeakoski, And we have all the microphones, everything like that. I do the setups. Hats off to Max Morton for sending me actually a good manual with his setting up things, and I actually can use the tips from there how to set up the things. But all volume balancings and setting up the microphones, everything like that, how things should be recorded, everything orchestrated by me at the studio. I'm there with every single band member that comes and passes and records. I'm the one sitting there actually 6 and 7 and 8 hours actually a day with them to record everything to perfection. And then at the end of the day, I grab my guitar and I do my own thing also.
Man, you did an absolutely incredible job on
Thanks a lot, man.
on that album, or all the albums really. So, do you prefer using full size amps, tube amps, solid state amps, or do you use modelers?
No, definitely. Our process is going when we're recording, let's say guitar and bass. First, we record actually DI. Everything is being recorded DI. It's just more convenient. A lot less noise in the studio. We can talk with each other. That you can control the volume a lot better. So we record everything DI with some, let's say, the 14 amplification that we have that we're using from Neural DSP. And after when it's recorded, we take that off. We leave the signal clean and we re-amp it to the amplifier while recording actually with the microphone, the amplifier. So basically the sound that you hear at the end of the day, it's 100% amplified. It is from an amplifier, it's organic sound. We just played it ready on the computer and then passed it through the signal to come out of the amplifier and record it.
Yeah, when I was learning about studios, I had no idea what reamping was. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, reamping is amazing, man. You can just record everything with headphones. You don't need the noise or anything. And then you just isolate the cabinet somewhere, actually put full blasting, put the microphone there, find the perfect spot. That's another great thing about the reamping. You can place the microphone, you have one person put the microphone, you can have the head next to you and adjusting. And since you have the song recorded already, you can adjust the perfect sound you want, find the right spot, the right speaker that you want to record. So it just frees your hands a lot more.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about, in the song, you don't have to worry about, for example, if you're playing and you accidentally step on something, or you trip when you're playing on your pedal board or whatever it may be, you don't have to worry about all those elements. It's very low key for sure.
Yes, it is. And you can just still have some beers, man, while the computer is just playing through and recording at the same time. Actually, the thing that you recorded already. So
absolutely. All right. So how many albums do you guys currently have? I know you got a bunch of singles as well, but how many albums do you have?
I would say actually right now I'm staring at them. I'm not counting Exile Genesis. Actual albums, 3.
Yeah.
Full length albums. That is Thanatos, Burn the Witch, and Amartia. And we have the EP, which is Dionysus. Dionysus is supposed to be a part of Amartia because those songs all existed at the same time. They were around 13, 14 songs. And we decided to make it separately and make an EP separately. And then we have the one, let's say the single that has to be mentioned separately because it doesn't belong in any of the albums. I'm Dying. I'm Dying used to be a song from Exile Genesis era. And it's basically the first ever song that I wrote that I got the vibe that Exile Genesis is not doing it for me. I want more these types of songs, like I'm Dying. So that's why we had to remake it. And because we also wanted to play it live because the song is freaking incredible. So we redid the whole thing. So pretty much 3 albums, 1 EP, and 1 single.
The song that we're going to be playing today is "The Way of Sin," and that has that's a single, right?
Well, originally, yeah, it was released as the second single of Amartia.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I got that right because I got all the artwork for that.
Yeah.
So, how do you pronounce it?
Amartia.
Amartia. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. So I guess we teased it enough. So let's go ahead and play that music video, "The Way of Sin."
Definitely.
All right, here we go. And we are back. Man, let me tell you, that song right there, the way it's sent, it's just the vocal line of that, the way of sin. That dude, that's getting in my head, dude.
It's
I
just
love it.
nasty. I know.
Yeah.
It's really nasty.
Before the interview, I had to listen to that song just to kind of amp up for it, dude. I was all about it.
And I think the song really, really, really accomplished its purpose, actually, because when I created the song, actually, the guys and I had just the main riff of the song, and the guys actually just suggested, what if we make it a pressure song, a song that never truly, truly explodes the bloody false way that you expect it to explode. Like it just keeps you all the time. It's dark, moody, and just keeps you under pressure. And it's all the time
Yeah.
like this mid tempo going on. You're like, what's happening? Like I feel pressure. Is it ever gonna unleash? Kind of thing. Nope. That's the point of it. It wants
Yeah.
you to feel under pressure when you're listening to the song. And I believe actually it was a unique song actually in the album. It was really
It's
different from
very
the other
unique.
songs. Yeah.
To me, when I was listening to it, dude, I'm not trying to put you in the same boat as Amon Amarth or Meshuggah, but I hear the song "Bleed" in it, and I also
Oh yeah.
hear just Amon Amarth, just like they kind of have that same even tempo throughout their whole song. They don't really explode a lot of the stuff, you know.
Yep.
They just kind of keep the even tempo. Yeah,
I
and that's the
actually
vibe I was getting.
with
Go ahead.
the funny thing actually about like that you mentioned Meshuggah Bleed actually, because obviously you can hear that's actually an influence in that song. Like it has kind of like similar technique. Nothing at all
Yes.
notes wise. There's nothing similar, no rip-off, no nothing like that. But the vibe is there, and the triplets kind of like are in the same level kind of thing. It
Right,
wasn't
right.
supposed to
Yeah,
be
I'm not
like
saying
that.
it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
It wasn't supposed to be like that. Like the original
yeah.
version that I wrote, it was a lot more simplified. But then I
Hmm.
decided that, hey, what if I spice it up and I want to make it a little bit darker and I want to torture myself also to challenge myself for practicing actually my picking a little bit more. Because,
There you go.
playing the way of sin is not easy. I can tell you that much. We actually presently hate that song with the band to play it live, but at the same time love it. It's really, really mixed feelings because we know when we start playing every time at rehearsal, we're saying like, are we ready to torture ourselves? Me and drummer. The other guitarist has it easy because he plays only the lead. It's all the time the consistent lead. The singer just like, come on, like Antero doesn't have that many complicated lines in the song. But when you go to
Hmm.
my part, that I play the rhythm in that song, and then you go to Rami's part, the drummer, from the breakdown onwards. Oh my God, my hand! I feel like I have arthritis by the time I'm done playing that song every time. And I'm thinking like, how does Meshuggah also do it? That they play bleed everywhere all the time, and it's even
Right.
longer and more all the time triplets, and you're like, oh man, no.
I mean, I listened to the story of that song of Meshuggah from the drummer's perspective, and like
Yeah.
he's like everyone's saying like how great of a song it is. He actually hated playing the song,
Yep.
and yeah, he they didn't even think that song was even going to make the album, and it turned out to be their best one because he was having the most
Probably,
trouble
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I bet he was cussing those guys left and right.
Well, if you think about it, with the way of seeing also in our case, actually, we were joking about that. Like when we were recording the album, actually, we all had a little bit of trouble with the way of seeing to get it tight, those triplets
Hmm.
and all those things. And we were actually saying, like, we hope that this song does not explode or anything like that, or doesn't become actually a big hit or anything like that from our band, from our standards, let's say, hit and stuff. So we don't have to play it live. And we were all saying, do you want to know the irony of the thing? This is gonna become a huge song actually in the fucking whole thing, and we're gonna have to be stuck playing it live for many years to come. And of course, guess what? It's in the freaking top 5 on Spotify, okay? of our songs. So we have to play it live. So it's gonna suck a little bit.
Yep. You spoke it into existence. Guess what happened?
Yes, exactly. Jinx.
well, well, man, I want to congratulate you on another first for discovering the scene. You're our first foreign band. So, every other band that I've spoken with has been from America.
Yep.
But I want to congratulate you on being the first, band from Finland and being the
Thank
first
you,
foreign
man.
band.
Hey, and congratulations for you for opening your horizons and going abroad, actually, like with your
Oh, yeah.
interviews and stuff like that. I hope for many, many more to come, actually. There's shit tons of bands out there that they deserve, actually, the interview. They have interesting stories to say.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all about it, dude. I want to take this thing all the way around the world because metal doesn't stop at our front door, you know?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Trust me, there's so much metal from every, like even to the smallest country, from the smallest country to the biggest country. Actually, there's metal that can be found.
Yeah, and you can speak to anybody that knows me personally. They know my heart is with the European scene. I love it. It's just where I'm at. I definitely navigated away from the American scene because it just wasn't providing enough. Now, like a little bit about my musical journey. I was playing bands like Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, stuff like that, learning.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah,
went from there to Joe Satriani. And from Joe Satriani, I was like, his music is great, but I just wanted something heavier. And then I found the band In Flames, like the old In Flames, like Jesperos was the
yeah.
first
The
song I
good in
found.
flames. Yeah,
The Good In Flames. Yeah, you're right.
yep,
100%. Yes.
exactly.
A man after my own taste. I love it. Yes. But it's like, I listened to them, and at first I was a little thrown off with the vocals. I was like, man, the music's great, but I don't know about the vocals yet. And then it just grew on me. And
Dude,
after
it's
it
like
grew on me, that's all I
it's
wanted to hear.
yeah, it's like I'm speaking actually. It's like I'm telling the story how I got into the heavier shit actually. Like when you're saying this, same story exactly, man. Like I didn't like either when I first heard. Like somebody brought me because I was big fan since I was like 6 years old or something from my for Iron Maiden because of a cousin of mine. And I've been
Yeah.
listening all my life to metal, but only clean vocal metal. And then
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
brought me. Actually, it was a girl. I was dating this one girl. Actually, I was like maybe 17, 18 years, not 18 years old, and she brought me a CD. She made me a mix CD, and she was like, "Those are real bands. Time to stop listening to those power metal and stuff." Because I was listening to some Rhapsody and some Stratovarius and stuff. And she brought
Uh huh.
me that. I think it had inside Lamp of God, Children of Bottom, Amon Amarth, like Mesuga. It had all the kinds of grades. Okay, guess what? Of course, I was listening to the songs. I didn't like any of the vocals, like any of them. I hated all of them. I loved that actually Children of Boredom's Angels Don't Kill, but I hated the vocals of Alexi.
Uh
But
huh.
because I was a guitarist, I got interest because I liked the riffs to start learning Laid to Rest from Lamp of God and Angels Don't Kill from Children of Bodom. And because I was playing and playing those songs with the guitar, the vocals grew on me. They started growing on me and growing. And
Mm-hmm.
man, actually scream vocals have grown so much on me that I don't even want to hear clean vocals anymore. I just want scream vocals. Let the person scream and I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, but now to me, it's like me. I give the vocalist the hardest time. You know, a lot of people on this channel they know I give drummers the hardest time, but
Yeah.
that's only like in like mutual fun. But like for me, it's like vocalist. I'm the hardest on vocalist. Period, because I have to have a certain sound that I'm looking for, and like literally, your band's vocalist is like the perfect blend for me. I love it. It's like it's the medium, and it's not way too heavy where you can't
Yes.
understand it. It sounds like pigs oinking and shit like that,
Yes,
and
I
it's not
agree.
like real high pitch like Cradle of Filth because that stuff kind of gets on my nerves. No
I
offense to
agree.
that group, but it's just
Obviously,
like
no.
for
Not
me,
your
it's
cup
not
of tea.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Same here, by the way. Exactly the same here.
Now, granted, I'll give the devil his due. Children of Bodom. I'm not the biggest fan of the vocals, but the fucking guitar is just amazing. You know, and the
Yeah, man.
keyboardist too.
Yep,
Like the
I know.
keyboardist keeps up with the guitars. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, man. Those like Alexi and Wirman, they were impressive duo, man. Like when they were playing live, holy shit, spectacle to see actually those two. Especially when the chemistry was flowing before the breakup of the band. But still, like, but I get what you mean. Alexis English were not actually the best when he was singing, especially if you check the lyrics and then follow the song. There are lines and words missing when he's singing. He's not even saying some things, and because he's mumbling so much when he's singing, you cannot understand shit what he's saying. Actually, it was, but
Right, right, right.
at least in my case, it never really bothered me. Actually, rest in peace. I mean, Alexi, like, still
Yeah,
actually
rest in
one of
peace.
my favorite bands of all time. Children of Bottom. I listen to it all the time, so at least I'm not complaining.
And I'll be honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
And I don't want to sound like I'm typecasting, but Children of Bodom actually put Finland on the map
they
for
did.
that style of music.
Oh yeah,
And
they
then I was
did.
listening to another band. It was called. You probably know the band I'm talking about, Northern.
Oh yeah, yeah, Northern. Yeah, actually, the singer of Northern is playing now at the Warman Brothers band. That they're supposed to be the continuation of Children of Bottom.
Oh, okay, very
Yeah,
cool.
it's
But yeah,
called
like
Warman. The band is Warman.
Varman.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
the
cool.
singer of Northern. Actually, is playing there. What was his name? Petro. No, I don't remember his name right now.
It's all right.
Details.
Yeah, like definitely like type me that name later because I'll check
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and also all the bands that you mentioned in this. Like, let me know what those
yeah.
bands are, and
Definitely, definitely.
I'll definitely uh, take a listen to them for sure. But yeah, dude. I mean, I I was thinking that a lot of Finnish metal was more geared towards the more power metal side, fast, 1,000 note per second kind of thing, you
Yep.
know. But and then like I heard your stuff, and I saw like when actually the way that I come to know you is like you invited me to join your
Yeah, the
Facebook
band
group,
Bloody Force. Yeah,
yeah, and then
yeah.
I opened it up and I was like Finland, oh this ought to be good, and then I listened, and I was like holy man, loved it. I can't say enough good things about it because, as I said, my heart belongs in the European scene. I love it so much.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you
All
think about
right.
it, actually, same here for me. Actually, like mostly European bands. Lamp of God, of course, one of my top favorite bands of all time. Actually, and it's American. But
Mm-hmm.
there's not that much more that actually I would say from the US that I'm a big fan of. Lamp of God is actually the top, and I don't know, maybe Chimera, like the old Chimera. Actually, like early
Yeah.
Chimera was good. Like also US band, but not much else. Mostly European, also in my opinion.
Yeah. And, you know, it's nothing against the American scene at all. I
Of
mean,
course not, no.
there's a
But
time and a place for
very
all
little
that, you
bit.
know.
American bands, famous bands, lean a little bit more to the deathcore and metalcore, and I'm not a fan of those
Right.
genres. So
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
yeah,
I
so it
mean,
makes
don't get
sense.
me wrong. I respect it. It's just not my cup of tea,
Definitely.
you know.
No, it's an art style. They're amazing, impressive players and vocalists, but at the
Oh
same time,
yeah.
not my cup of tea. Yeah, really not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Like most of them players, they could smoke the hell out of me.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
even me too, man. Like no problem actually. But they're completely different style. They like completely do their own thing. Hey, they have their fan base. They don't need me to listen to it. So
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I totally agree with you. But I guess we're getting to that point of the the end of the interview. I kind of want to ask you some fun questions. You want to go that route?
yes, yeah, yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's all been fun right now, but I want to continue the fun. So I kind of want to like steer towards the culture. So, what is your favorite Finnish food?
Favorite Finnish food? Macaroni laatikko. That means actually macaroni in a box.
Okay.
It's basically minced meat with small macaroni mixed
Uh huh.
with milk, eggs, and you put in the oven. Maybe put some cheese on top. Really tasty.
Heck yeah. You'll have to send me a picture of that. I'll put
Oh
that up
yeah,
in there because like
definitely.
it's already making me hungry just even thinking about it. Now, as far as beer is concerned, I've heard you talk about beer, so apparently you're a connoisseur. I am as well.
Definitely. Yep.
So, is there a Finnish beer that you enjoy, or what kind of beer do you enjoy?
Okay, look, overall, like I would say from all countries, beers, Mythos, the Greek beer, favorite. I love unique tasting, really unique tasting beer. And then if we go from Finnish beers, I would have to go with Karhu, that which means bear. Like it's kind of like the bear beer. Karhu is
Gotcha.
really nice beer, really tasty beer. Actually, I like it.
Very cool. Well, if I ever visit, I'm gonna have to try these things, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely worth a visit, especially Finland. They have good beer here, man.
Excellent.
But you better bring your extra liver with you though, because the Finnish drink a lot.
Yeah, I will tell you, I'm used to the liquid bread that we have here,
Yeah. Okay.
so I'm not used to the whole European stuff. That I'm pretty sure that right there will
Yes.
knock me on my ass.
Yeah, it's a little bit different here. A little bit stronger stuff.
A little stronger.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, I could definitely use a bender overseas for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah. With you being in Finland, it's winter over there right now. I assume it's colder than hell.
Ah, no, actually, we had a really bad winter this year. Actually, like bad
Oh, really?
winter. By the way, if when Finnish say bad winter, it means it has been too much actually high temperature, not low temperature. That is a bad winter.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
last
Okay.
year we had actually last year like maybe 30 and 50 centimeters of snow and minus 20s. Like we're talking about Celsius, by the way. Minus I
Right,
do
right.
not know I do not know in Fahrenheit and stuff. So or what was it in the US? I do not remember.
I can figure that out.
Yeah, I think it was Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, we're in Fahrenheit. Yes.
Yeah, you're in Fahrenheit. Yeah, I do not know how to count in Fahrenheit. I don't know, -20 Celsius. I think it could be like a lot in Fahrenheit.
-20 is -4 in Fahrenheit. So it's not,
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, it's cold. It's cold, but it's not as cold as you would think.
No, not
So,
Siberia cold, of course not. Yeah, but nevertheless, this year we have only been on the like maybe -8, -10, and right now it's +3 outside, so it kind of sucks. Everything is sticky, disgusting looking, slippery, wet. It's not fun
yeah.
here this year.
Let's see here. So -10 is 14 degrees. So, I mean, it's still cold. I'm not going to say it ain't, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not as cold as you would think. So, what's the coldest temperature that you've seen there?
-37.
-57?
No, no, 37.
37?
Yeah, 37.
Okay. Let me see here. What is that? 37. Wow, it's -34.6. Holy hell. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
that's
that would
cold.
just
Yeah.
freeze you as soon as you walked outside. Hell
Yeah,
no.
yeah, it is cold. Yeah, and I had to walk actually that day 15 minutes actually outside. I felt that like I had needles all over my legs. You literally felt like needles on your legs. I
Oh
couldn't feel
wow.
my hands. My beard was completely all of it frozen white. It was like ridiculous. I've never experienced anything like that in my life, especially coming from Rodos, that our coldest day is gonna be like +3 degrees or something like that. That summer is +45. So, like I come from a warm island, man. So like Finland was a bit of a shock originally.
I
Yep,
bet. Man, that just sounds atrocious.
yep,
And
brutal.
is Finland one of those countries, since you guys are so high up, is
Hmm.
it dark a lot of the time in the winter and then bright all the time in the summer?
Yep. At December, that is the darkest time of the year. The sun goes up around 9:30, and it goes down around 3:30. So we
Okay.
only have daytime for like maybe 7 hours or something like that. And at summer, that June is the longest day, like the longest of the year, basically daytime. It doesn't go night at
Hmm.
all. It's like evening. The sun is down, but not fully down. You can see actually how can I say, the red sky, kind of like that is kind
Okay.
of like getting night, but it never goes night. You
Gotcha.
never
That's
see the
crazy.
you never see the moon, you never see the stars or anything for like many months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you really need the
Yeah.
blinders here actually for when you're going to sleep. Actually, you need actually the completely blinding curtain, so you can sleep in peace. Otherwise, it's too bright.
Wow. Yeah, I bet there's some emotion changes around your seasons there for
Oh
sure.
yeah, that's why actually most of the music writing with metal guys in Finland happens in autumn to winter because everybody's depressed. That's why we create dark stuff, man.
I would say so.
Yeah. So now you know how Amartya was created. The first two songs were at summer. The next three were at autumn, and the rest were actually towards winter. So it was
Oh,
periodic writing.
yeah, we had the ebb and flow of the entire album there, so now we got the inside scoop for sure. Well, cool, man. So, what is the most proudest moment of your career?
Well, I would have to say actually the last year summer, actually, when we went to Portugal to play at the festival Laudus Nobilis. That was
Okay.
incredible. That was fantastic. We were treated like royalty from the moment we arrived. They came and picked us from the airport. They delivered us everywhere we want. They gave us free beers, free hotels. Like everything was so nice. They were so friendly. Like for me, it felt like home because in Greece people are like that friendly, and in Portugal was exactly the same. Like the organizer himself came at 2 o'clock at midnight to give us the guitars that he has promised us, so we can actually practice the next day if we wanted to. Like at 2 o'clock at midnight, man, the guy came to give the guitars to us. Even we felt bad, and we're like, "Come on, you don't have to. We can get them tomorrow in the morning or something." No. Like it was amazing,
Wow.
and of course, when we went to that stage, biggest stage we ever played. Okay, we're talking about festival stage. You can actually, the moment you go to our Facebook, actually you can see it. It's the cover picture actually that we're on the stage of Laudus Nobilis. And
Very cool.
damn, man, it was big. I mean, like there was a lot of space. The crowd was fantastic, and of course, the more specifically, let's point it exactly to the moment that I'm the most proud of. When we were playing "I Met My Death," there's a video on YouTube about that, and there's the
Hmm.
breakdown of "I Met My Death," and me and Marco are in the front with and the amplifiers and playing the lead melody, and all the crowd is going, "Hey, hey," and I could hear them vibing me all. My hair was so up when I was playing that riff. My eyes were closed, and I was like, "This is it. This is the reason I became a musician." There's these
Yes.
hundreds of people screaming at my song, and I'm on the stage. Everybody's looking at me while I'm playing this fantastic riff. Like, I think that was the proudest I've ever gotten actually in music. Like, and hopefully there's gonna be a lot more to come to even better ones.
Oh, I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. But
I
yes,
believe
I
so
can echo that
also.
as well.
I believe so also.
If you could tour with any band that's still around right now, any band at all, what band would that be?
I would say Lamb of God, but Lamb of God would be fantastic. But I have to say
Okay.
two bands. It has to be two bands. Like, it cannot be one.
Sure.
Lamb of God and Rotting Christ.
Rotting Christ.
Yeah, Rotting Christ, man. I mean, the guys, first of all, they're Greek, like me, and I
Mm-hmm.
love their music way too much. Like, I'm a ginormous fan of Rotting Christ and stuff. Like, so, like, it for me, it would be like a dream come true, even bigger dream that come true than Lamb of God, actually, to tour with them and get to hang out with the guys all the time. You know what I mean? Like, get to chat with the guys. I have actually spoken before with Sakis and stuff like that, the singer in Rhodos, when they came to play live once and stuff. And also, I did meet him again actually here in Finland once. But at the same time, like, it's different as a fan seeing Sagis and different hanging out with him while you're touring together. Okay, like completely different
Yes.
story. So definitely, I would say Rotting Christ and Lamp of God. Those would be definitely like dreams come true.
Maybe that would be a great bill, have you guys open up and then have Rotting Christ and Lamb of God finish it off and just tour around Europe with that.
Yes, that would be the perfect situation actually. That we're warming up for them, warm up the crowd, get them ready, and they finish up the show, man. Because the
That
other
would be
way
a
around,
great.
I even out of respect, I wouldn't actually do that the other way around. Even if Bloody Falls
No,
exploded
no.
to hell and we became the biggest band on the planet, I would still not freaking go actually and headline over Lamb of God or Rotting Christ, just out of respect. Because though
Right.
I learned how to play music and guitar from those two bands, okay? So out of respect,
Mm-hmm.
always hats off and always bow down to the masters.
There you go. There you go. Well, maybe Artgate Records will hear this right here and be like, all right, yeah, I can see that working. I see it
Yep,
working.
yep. Hopefully, you never know.
Out of all of the places in the world that there are to play, what would be the dream gig for you?
Japan.
Japan?
I don't know why, man. Like I'm an anime fan, big time anime fan since I was a kid, and I've seen so many Japanese things, and also I've seen how much Japanese people love metal. Like you saw how Children of Bodom was in Japan and this that, like huge. Japanese
I
love
saw that.
Finnish metal. They really love Finnish metal for some reason. So yeah, Japan
Hmm.
would be awesome, man. And also it's so different. Like if I come to the US, I'm still European. It's gonna feel familiar. You know what I mean? Like it's still like similar, both climate
Right.
wise and culture wise. It's similar. It's not that different. But if you go to
Sure.
Japan, that's a completely different place, man. It's like going to another planet. I mean, from the way they eat, the way they talk, the way they have their infrastructure, everything looks different. So Japan would be the place to go play live. I would really like to experience Japanese crowd actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My wife is a huge Japanese anime fan.
Yep.
She wears me out with it. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it myself. I've
Oh, yeah.
tried. There's some things I can
Same here.
watch.
Same here.
There's some things I
My
can watch.
girlfriend cannot just get into it. Like I'm just watching anime there, and she's all the time like, God damn it, all the time with those bright colors and those things. Put that thing off.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like you got one of four voices. You got the chick that's like really calm and collected. You got the chick that's like going
Super
absolute
high.
nuts.
Yeah.
And then you got the same thing with the dudes. You got the one guy that's got his shit together, and then the other guy that's like always like panicking it seems, and then you got the monster. Whatever it is, there's
Yeah.
always a monster or some kind of critter that's like out of
You're
this
really
world. Yeah,
painting a
I don't
great
know. I don't get it.
picture. You're really painting a great picture of what anime is like. But this is anime. It's as simple as that, man.
And I tease my wife all the time about that. She's like, "It's not like that." I'm like, "I think it is."
I'm a big fan, and I admit that most of the time it is. So yeah.
Great. Well, heck yeah, man. So I guess we can wrap this thing up. As much as I hate doing it, but what advice would you give other musicians or bands in your genre to keep it going?
Do what you love. Don't ever change what you do because people or any business asks you to do it. Just keep doing it, put your heart into it, and if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. Just keep pushing, but just don't sit there on the chair and wait for it to happen. It's a business. You have to invest. If you don't invest, nothing is ever gonna happen. Just keep believing and follow your dream. As simple as that.
I love it, man. That's solid advice. Thank you so much. And where can people find you?
Everywhere on the internet. All you have to do is just type Bloody Falls on YouTube or Google or Facebook or Instagram, everywhere. And our page is the first thing that's gonna pop out, and our music is gonna pop up. Really easy
You
to
have a
find
link tree,
nowadays.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What I'll do is, like, in the description below, I'll have your link tree, and that will give everything that you guys are about. And again, I want to shout out Artgates Records for helping in this come along and being so very cool and letting this happen. Thank you so much to Artgate Records. Thank you so much to Bloody Falls. It's been wonderful. And I'm going to try to do this without embarrassing myself. I'm going to try to say goodbye in Finnish language. Nakamin.
Nakamin. Pretty good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
so
for this
much.
interview. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir. And
Great.
we're going to go ahead and finish this up in the studio. Man, that song is just so damn heavy, it almost gave me a hernia just to listen to it. Yeah, I'm going to have that song stuck in my head for quite some time now. And I had a lot of fun doing this interview, as you can possibly tell. It's not every day that I get taken back to the beginning of my metal journey. This band definitely reopened the doors on a lot of memories, and now I'm going to have to go buy a CD player and bust out those old CDs of mine. Yeah, I still have. I'm a little curious about something. Comment down below if any of you still listen to CDs. Do you even own CDs anymore? Or is it all just digital media? Another thing I'm curious about, are CD release parties still a thing? And if you're wondering why I'm a little curious about CDs, here's a short story for you. One day, at an old day job of mine, I handed a kid that was working there a CD. He looked down at the CD and was like, I think my dad has a CD player. I was like, give me that. And I just begrudgingly walked off. I felt old for the very first time. I was like, I could not believe it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. With your support, we can finally settle the age-long debate of which is better for bass, the pick or fingers. Once again, thank you Artgates Records for helping me get everything I needed for this interview. Your support was excellent. And I will have a link to their website in the description box below so you can check out all their great artists. And if you're still looking for more great artists to listen to, check this video out right here. And if that isn't enough for you, I have another great one right here.